Hi and welcome to this very short tutorial on installing Blender. So let's get right to it. So you could go to your browser and just type Blender and make sure in the results you go for the one that has blender.org. Very important. And then it's going to take you to the official Blender page. You can see blender.org. So let's get right to the download. So if you want to download the latest version, you can actually just go and press download. So here's the download link for Blender 4.2.1, which is the latest version. And now, depending on the particular operating system or OS that you are using, Blender has different versions of that. Like Blender has different options for your operating system. So you have the Windows installer, you have the portable zip, Microsoft Store. They have more options now than like the previous versions because this is the latest Blender. So now, if you're using just normal Windows, you can actually just use your Windows installer. You download. Once you're done, it's going to get like an installer for you to install it to your system. Go right to directory, Blender Foundation. It goes straight to program files and all. If that doesn't work for you, then you use zip. Now zip is where you download all the installed files. They're all going to be already installed. All you have to do is click on the executable file. The only thing you have to do is take whatever, like what you download as a portable zip, you take it to the directory, just make sure it's on your system and double click it and it's going to run. So you don't need to install. That is if you have issues with the installer. So then you have the OS and name it. You have Linux here too. So these are the different versions of Blender. Now if you want to go for the older version, all you have to do is go for looking for previous versions and it's going to take you straight to it. Then the next thing to do is click on download any Blender and then voila, you have all your versions. The fun thing about this is Blender has even the version that it started with up till now. That's like really incredible. So you can see, so let's go for Blender 3.4.1. That's what we're going for. So go and check. You see their series, the 3.1 series, 3.2 series. Go for 3.4 series. There's 3.40 and there's 3.41. If you observe, you notice that there are different versions for the different OS that you use. Same thing with trying to get the latest. So all you have to do is, since you are going for 3.4.1, you come to 3.4.1 MSI, which is going to be the installer. If you're using Linux, you take .tar.exe. If you're using Mac, for you, and then this is for installing of Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 8, what have you. Then if that doesn't work, as I said, you can actually just go with Blender 3.4.1 x64 zip, and then that you just have to download it. And once it's done, if you open your file folder, just double click on Blender and it's going to work, guys. So here's my MSI and all I have to do is double click and it's going to launch the install windows as it's preparing to install. And then all you have to do is hit next and look for where you have to download it. While installing, if you have the same version in your system, all it's going to show is change, repair, and remove. But if you've not gotten like the 3.41 before, it's going to install straight. Maybe your system, maybe you had 4.2, maybe you started with 4.2. If you go back to download 3.4, it's not going to interfere with 4.2. 4.2 is going to be on its own, and 3.41 is going to be on its own. 3.21 is going to be on its own. 3.8 is going to be on its own. 3.6. Yeah, that's how it's going to be. So once you are done installing, it's going to be here, and then all you have to do is double click, and then when Blender opens for the first time, it takes a little while to open, but then guys, the Blender is installed. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of our video, and I hope you have fun with your software, and thanks for watching.